It's showtime.
Hello and welcome to the KN Cast. This is the only Kid Nation podcast. The only one.
The only one.
My name is Tom Powell, and every week I ask my best friend Jake Scheidel if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Jake, how are you doing?
Couldn't be more thrilled to be 2 days from the biggest election of our entire lives.
The big
of the whole
game,
country.
as they call it. It's copyrighted, so we have to call it the big game.
It's the big game of November.
The circus.
Very excited.
Just like the circus, there's a whole lot of clowns.
Oh, man. But then there's also lions and elephants. And donkeys?
Yeah, famed circus animal donkeys.
I would love to go to a circus and they just stroll out like 7 donkeys that just stand there and hang out and like munch on oats or whatever donkeys do. I would watch that.
The donkeys say that everybody loves parfaits.
Okay.
And then the donkeys have sex with dragons and they have horrible offspring.
Oh, you're talking about fantasy football.
Yeah. Fantasy football is where Shrek plays football.
It's good. Shrek, great stuff. My dad texted my whole family today to say, do you want any of these DVDs?
I love Shrek. Your dad texted everyone to be like, have you seen this movie Shrek?
Have you heard of this guy Shrek?
Have you guys heard about this?
I'm actually really
I found this
inspired
weird
by him.
movie. I found this weird movie called Shrek. I'd never seen it before. Has anyone heard about this?
Heard of it? It's like 20 years old or so. I'm surprised more people aren't talking about it. My dad loves Shrek. My dad is Shrek. He's regularly wearing a button-down vest, and he has a big bald head. And my dad does live in a swamp, so that is accurate.
Your dad was always telling me to get out of it. He was always asking me what I was doing in his swamp whenever I would come over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what's nice about swamps is you get water, which is not really an option on Kid Nation, where they live in the desert.
That's true, Jake. Did you watch Kid Nation last night?
Friday night in everyone's room.
Indeed I did, and boy howdy.
We both certainly did, and we're all suffering the consequences. Us, the listeners, somewhere Jonathan Karsh is in pain, I'm sure. It's all bad for everybody.
Max pain, you might say.
He's in maximum pain, or max pain. He's in max pain. If someone else was in max pain, they would be in max pain too. It's a little joke I thought of.
That's a good joke. I like it. Yeah, I feel like people aren't enjoying Kid Nation as much as us, which is to say not at all, because we are not enjoying it.
It's so many episodes. There's a reason that people's... I'm excited to see how low the ratings dropped for this one, because, like, I think people... I know I've had enough. I think America had certainly had enough at this point in its run.
Thomas, would you say that when you were watching this show, you are starved for entertainment?
I would definitely... I was looking for just a morsel of entertainment.
Literally anything.
None to be found.
That was the
just
episode
a fucking
title.
unseasoned baked chicken breast of a TV show.
Mm-hmm. It's not good. We know we're more than halfway through, and we know now it's not good. And that was the mission statement at the beginning. You might remember 8 or 9 episodes ago. We said, "Is Kid Nation a good show?" Nobody talks about it.
It should be more interesting than it is. I think
yes.
I think if they were putting the kids in as much danger as was advertised, I would still be enjoying. I would at least still be interested.
This is something I do a lot with media. Maybe you do the same thing. But, like, if the conceit is strong, it doesn't matter if the show is bad, because I like the conceit a lot. And, like, Kid Nation, I want that to happen. Like, that's, like, having people forage for themselves in the desert, great idea for a show. They're kids, okay, that's weird, but it is what it is, as the president said. So, hopefully it's good. And so far, it hasn't been good. Like, I watched all of Korra, and the 3rd season was really boring. I almost got considered quitting.
What, really? No, the 3rd season was I like that season.
With the guy who...
You didn't... Yeah, you didn't like the Henry Rollins guy?
I liked him more after I learned it was Henry Rollins doing that character, but
Yeah, it was cool.
it just didn't make sense to me, because I was like, this dude, maybe I just wasn't paying attention while I was watching that season, but I was like, this dude didn't have airbending before, and then suddenly he has it and is more powerful than the Avatar? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, he was already, like, very dangerous, and then he just got airbending, so he became more dangerous. What? This isn't the LK cast, okay? This is the KN cast.
Yes. Starved for Entertainment was the fine episode title.
Season 3...
Thomas, we don't have to talk about it. It's not the LK cast.
I don't know.
The L cast. Cast is spelled with a K.
Yeah.
The Legend of Korast. That's not anything. Let's continue. Starved for Entertainment, I think, is a fine episode title. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, it's pretty good as far as those go.
Yeah. This episode first aired on November 7th, 2007. That's less than 1 year before Barack Hussein Obama's election.
Yes, before Barack Hussein Obama started to, threw out all the flag pins in the Oval Office, and he was lording over all 57 states. Man, what a time. Remember the Obama years?
Yeah, remember when they made fun of him
retrospect.
for saying 57 states? That's so stupid.
Not great in retrospect, though. Not a good time.
No. What I wouldn't give back...
The best part of the entire Obama administration was all of the, like, because, like, there weren't any normal political, like, there wasn't enough normal political things for Republicans to be mad at him about, because he wasn't actually getting anything done that would have made them mad about it. It just became increasingly more deranged, like, he eats dog, and he was a gay prostitute, and he's a trans man, and Michelle is a trans woman, and her name was Michael, and, like, it would just, like, there was no end to it. And now all of those people run the Lincoln Project. And they're good now.
Oh, the Lincoln Project is good now, and they're making a whole network?
Look, I know that they've got a little bit of a sketchy past, but we need all the help we can get running billboards in, swing states like New York and the District of Columbia.
I don't fucking care. Let them do whatever they're gonna do. I don't pay attention to Republicans.
You should donate all your money to them, because they're helping win the election.
Thomas,
you can tell that they're great, because you can tell that they just really get under Trump's skin.
Yeah, I'm sure he's paying attention to the Lincoln Project, his favorite president.
Well, they're running all those billboards in the District of Columbia so that they can swing those electoral votes. So, it's really the best of both worlds. Speaking
of Abraham Lincoln, I feel like that's a good Halloween costume. And last week's episode did air on Halloween when it received 6.89 million viewers. How many viewers do you think this episode
Jake, I'm
received?
just imagining you. I'm sorry. We'll get to what you want me to say here, but I am just imagining you walking into like a party, like a party
Halloween city.
Yeah, Party City. Do they do Halloween stuff?
Yeah, I believe so.
Anyway, you're going in and they've got those, like, packaged costumes, and it's an Abe Lincoln one, and you're just like, oh, you're like, wow.
Now this is a Lincoln Project.
That's a great costume. I wouldn't have thought of that. Anyway.
How many viewers? Last week got 6.89 million. You were excited to see how many it dropped this week.
I'm going to say it got 6 million.
You're close. It got 7.16 million. So...
Okay. So it bumped up a little bit, but not anywhere near as much. Like, they got back, like, 200,000 people that were doing Halloween stuff.
Yeah, the 200,000 people who remembered Kid Nation was a show after going trick-or-treating.
Still not good.
No.
They're still, like... I feel like this is like when the stock market has, like, a really weak rally and then just dives back down again. I think we're going to be down to 34 viewers next week.
Well, it's actually a V-shaped recovery, the Kid Nation viewers.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. Like, 7.16 is, like, even today, is a low number for us episode of Survivor live.
This is a network reality show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was at a time where way more people were actually watching. Like, there was nowhere near as much streaming stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, people were watching this on their TVs.
Yes. At the town, just like us watching the show, everyone is bored. Then DK calls a meeting to confront the council about their boredom. Good move by DK, I think. The journal then tells the council to put on a talent show. How did you feel about that?
Oh, man, I was just got a pit in my stomach the minute that they said that.
I hated it so much.
I'm sure it was fun for the kids.
Yes.
As many activities that kids do to entertain themselves are. The problem is that it is not often entertaining to me.
To watch talent shows?
This is not a talented group of kids. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, they can
and
run a
fine.
town. Can you run a town,
That's fine.
Thomas?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
In a normal situation, this would be like a camp thing where the kids all have good memories of doing the talent show that is explicitly for them. The problem is that the kids are being made to dance for our amusement, and that's not fair to them or us.
Yeah, absolutely. Laurel, though, suggests that they award the gold star to the best performer at the talent show. Does that seem fair to you?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what they're doing this week. Why not?
Okay, fair enough.
It's not like it's the only gold star they're going to give out.
It's true. They do give out a lot. I think about that every week. $20,000 on an unpromising reality show every week? I don't have that kind of money.
At least the people that are doing this farce get something out of it. Some
True.
of them do.
Yeah. Oh, man, I can't wait.
I have to assume that these kids got appearance fees, too, but...
I would imagine. I feel like that's probably the law. But also, there were a lot of lawyers involved in the show. I don't know. You ever can't think of a word, so you just make up some words around it and think that people assume you know what you're saying. Anyway, somebody named Kennedy says that she's going to do a stand-up dance routine. What were your thoughts on Kennedy? Speaking of presidents.
We go to the moon not because it is easy,
Okay.
but because I have a hard-on. I'm the horny president.
He's got a hard on and he wants to go to the moon because it's wet now.
Obvious.
That was so obvious, Thomas. Marilyn Monroe. Come on, Thomas. These are so easy.
Yeah. I really want all of my impressions to be like the Tim Heidecker Jack Nicholson impression that he pulls out.
You're good at impressions, though. Is that a good impression?
It's the best impression. He just squints and puts on sunglasses. It's great.
Yeah, okay, sure. Jared plans to recite Shakespeare. Olivia says she's also going to do stand-up, but no dancing. And then Kennedy and Savannah make a Kentucky dinner. My question is, where's the fried chicken?
That's a good question.
Because it's Kentucky Fried Dinner. Kentucky Dinner, they didn't say fried. KFC, sponsor us. That's a demand.
You must sponsor us.
Look, Uptime's not doing it. I'm not drinking Uptime today. So, KFC.
Yeah, I drank one yesterday specifically so that I wouldn't be drinking it while I was podcasting.
Look,
because
if
they
to
want
sponsor
that, they
us-
need to give us money.
Yeah. Not even money, just a case of Uptime a week for each of us. Is that so much to ask?
That'll be really good for us if we.
God, that would destroy
if
me.
We're going through a case of Uptime a week.
What is a case, like 24? Even 12 would be too much in 1 week.
Yeah, 12 would already be bad.
I want no more than 7 in a week.
Yeah, it's 3 to 4 Uptimes a day. That's probably pretty healthy.
No.
Anyway, it's, you know what? Those KFC fries, surprisingly good, and if they want me to say it again, they need to pay me money.
Yep. Look, this one's free, KFC, but...
That's a free one. You
That's
get
a free
taste.
one. KFC, Kentucky free commercial.
You get a taste of what us shilling for you could sound like.
Yeah, could be good. Ask Uptime.
Yeah, you heard that great Kennedy impression I did. What if I did a Colonel impression?
Ooh.
I think I could bring a lot of business in for you, but you'll
Can
never
we get,
find out if
Thomas,
you don't pay me.
can we get just a taste of your Colonel impression?
No, they have to pay me money if they want that.
That's what you're not getting, KFC. Anyway, Alex calls Meagle and Natasha, who are 2 other kids in Bonanza City, the Paris and Nicole of Bonanza City, because they don't do anything and they're best friends. Do you think kids know who Paris and Nicole are these days?
Probably not. I mean,
Man.
The Simple Life was a cultural event back in, 2002.
Yeah, even by this time, Alex was like, I don't really know who Paris and Nicole are other than their names.
It would be like asking them, like, hey, what do you think about the band Trapped? Do you like the band Trapped? Remember that song, Headstrong?
I feel like I'm trapped watching Kid Nation. Greg wants to throw the next showdown because Miguel and Natasha don't work. Fair, I guess?
Jake, just to expand a little more on the Simple Life thing.
Yeah, please.
How many... Okay, so it first aired December 2nd, 2003.
Yes.
How many seasons do you think it aired for? And what do you think the last year it aired in was?
I want to say 4. And you said it started in 2003?
Yes.
I feel like it's one of those shows that the first season was so successful, they rushed production into the second one. So they probably aired in the same year, and then it probably petered out. So I'm going to say 2007 was the last year it aired.
You got one of two. It
Okay.
aired for 5 seasons, and you were right about it airing in a truncated... I'm sure that they did rush production, but you are correct. 2007. August 5th of 2007.
Big year.
It really... They really passed the baton to Kid Nation, I think you could say.
Who are the Paris and Nicole of today? Haley and Chloe? Those 2 girls who keep popping up on my Spotify and I've done no research on?
It's probably... It's probably... like... I mean, they're more successful, but I feel like Kendall and Kylie Jenner, maybe.
Sure. Why don't they do Simple Life with the Jenner girls? I'd watch that. I would not watch that. Don't take my word for that.
They already had a show. Like, they already
Yeah, but what
were
if they
on
have
a reality
another show? They're probably about the age that Paris and Nicole were when they did that show. I'm saying things I have no knowledge of. I have no idea how old Paris and Nicole are. 40, probably? 45? 30? Are we the same age as Paris and Nicole?
No, because they were adults and it aired into... Like, they were over 18 in 2003. And I can tell you one thing. We were not.
We were not. We were babies. Savannah misses home. That's also a plot point of this episode. At the showdown, they have to do a paint by numbers by filling the spaces with chewing gum. I hated this challenge.
I also did not care for it. There was a lot of chewing going on.
Too much chewing. I scrubbed it from my memory as soon as it was over, so then when I looked over my notes, transcribing them yesterday, I came to this point and was like, oh, that's right, they did do that. And then the exact same thing just happened now. Why would they do... That's so gross. And yeah, maybe it's because we all have COVID now that I think it's gross. But still, they should have thought about that when they did this. They're not doing this on Survivor. They're not even doing this on Challenge. It's gross. I hated this challenge so much, and they're so good at challenges usually on this show.
I think the part that really turned me on it... I mean, not that I liked it to begin with.
Yes,
but
Thomas, tell me what turned
you
you on about Kid Nation.
I said turn me off of it, you fucking idiot.
No, you didn't.
You're gonna get the QAnon people on this podcast.
New sponsor, QAnon.
Yeah. We hate child trafficking. Clinton crime family. Anyway,
Bikes only.
the point where the kids were literally using their hands to, like, move their jaws up and down to chew more.
Bad.
I was like, I hate this.
No.
This sucks.
Bad. Bad. Green finally becomes the upper class. Blue becomes the merchants. Red becomes the cooks. And yellow becomes the laborers. But they do not win the reward. What was the reward between? I don't remember. It was something good. Something fun?
They could have gotten a bunch of paint to paint the town whatever colors they wanted. This was a stupid reward.
Fun.
Or they could have gotten an all-night block party, which, that would have been fun, I'm sure.
You know what else would have been fun? Dune buggies. Or a heated water slide.
Yeah, man, it's weird that they don't have anything fun to do when they never pick the fun rewards.
Should have thought about that before you ordered fruits and vegetables. Those are probably all bad by now.
Yeah, maybe you wouldn't be recreating the Radiohead video for Just and laying down in the town square if you had fucking dune buggies, because you'd get run over if you did that.
What if Kid Nation, but all of Radiohead was also there? Pretty good show. They put on a show every night. I'd go to the Kid Nation.
Imagine Radiohead, their agent somehow talks them into this. They have to play a concert every night for a bunch of children.
This is about the same time that In Rainbows came out, isn't it?
Yeah, they just played In Rainbows in its entirety every
Yeah,
day.
Thomas. Would you rather have Radiohead on Kid Nation, or would you rather have In Rainbows? Like, which is more fun to you?
One of the rewards is you either get every kid in the town gets a copy of Radiohead's In Rainbows to play whenever they want, or Radiohead will come and play In Rainbows to the entire town.
Whenever you want. Your reward this week is...
No, that's a one-night reward. They either get to listen to the CD at their leisure, or they get a one-time performance.
Your reward this week is between a show by Radiohead or a show by Coldplay. Take your pick.
Radiohead is standing there holding all their instruments, and they pick the CDs, and they're like, all right, bye, guys.
All right, well, thanks. You can download this for any price you want. Remember when that was a thing? And people were so excited?
Yeah, my mind was blown.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that.
Back in 2007. Yeah. Crazy.
Man. Remember CDs? Back at town, Savannah is still considering leaving. That seems important, I guess. Taylor's on laundry duty. Olivia and Jared are both nervous for their performances. Whose performance were you most excited to see going into the talent show?
I can't say none of them.
No, you can't say none of them.
That's not helpful. I have to pick one.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of wanted to see whether Jared would pull off the monologue.
I was very curious what that would look like.
Yeah, I was like, how's he, like, what Shakespeare is he going to pick? Is he going to pick something that people have heard, or is he going to pick something that these kids have definitely not heard? And he went with the latter on that one.
Yeah, probably
He went with
smart.
just a Henry V's monologue. Fucking Kenneth Branagh over here.
What monologue would you pick if you were performing Shakespeare in front of the Kid Nation and Radiohead?
Look, just do the To Be or Not to Be Hamlet one.
Everybody's seen that. Everybody's seen Hamlet. The wife dies at the end or whatever. She gets stabbed or something, and
Spoilers, Jake.
sorry, spoilers. And then one of them becomes the president, and he's not giving up his shot. Whatever. Who cares? Kelsey plays the piano, and she's good. Michael also plays the piano and sings, so he's kind of Bonanza City's own Ben Folds, so that's fun. I didn't write down their name, but somebody does do a bird noise? What was that? Do you remember the bird noise thing?
Maybe I blocked it out. I don't know.
It's not interesting. It was just weird. Greg and Blaine do, I guess, a drag show, which people seemed to love.
Okay, yeah, no, I was like, the funniest thing that you could do in the 2000s was dress up in women's clothing. But,
Yeah.
like, not in a way that is like an actual, not like doing drag. Like, it can't be something that you have, like, is like a craft that you put work into. It has to be like, well, I don't know anything, like, I'm like, dyed-in-the-wool, straight man. But, like, I'm gonna put on this dress.
And it's gonna be
like,
funny.
Whoa!
Boys don't wear dresses.
Crazy!
It's funny. And people loved it.
Yeah, if I was like 10 in 2007, maybe I would have thought it was funny. Who knows?
You were 16. We've been over this. Olivia does her stand-up routine and is apparently a roast comic, which honestly pretty good.
Yeah, she was going like full Don Rickles on people.
I was not sure what to expect, and then she like made fun of Andre for always smiling. It's like, who are you, Lisa Lampanelli? Who are you?
Yeah, that was
Roastmaster. What's his name from Comedy Central?
Yeah, Jeff Ross.
Jeff Roast, more like it. Kennedy does, as she says, a little rap and wicked dance moves.
This was another genre of like, and again, whatever. I mean, look, you're playing to your audience. The kids seem to love it.
Yeah.
But this is very much like a thing to do as a kid, is just be like, I'm just gonna like, just be like goofy.
Yeah.
In no real like planned way. And the kids were like, whoa, look at those crazy dance moves.
Crazy.
So, whatever.
Wicked dance
They
moves.
seem to like it.
even.
Again, if there weren't TV cameras for this, it would have just been a fun time of these kids amusing themselves. But the problem is that I had to watch and care about it.
Nobody said you had to care about it. It's not.
I have to at least think about it for the
show is not
fucking
did you
podcast
care
I
about
do.
Kid Nation last night. It's did you watch Kid Nation last night? And it's actually not called that. It's called the KN Cast. Please forgive me. Then Savannah gets up on stage and announces that she does not have a talent, which was very funny. But actually, she's decided to stay because she loves the talent of all of the people so much. So that's nice. Was Jonathan Karsh at the talent show? I don't remember seeing him.
It wasn't for him.
No, he is probably too busy.
Jonathan Karsh didn't have to be there, so he didn't go. And I respect his decision.
Who was the MC? I could not remember his name. Have we had any scenes with him?
MC Scat Cat.
It was MC Scat Cat, you're right. I can't believe they don't talk about that more, that he's on this show.
He was hard up for work, and the Opposites Attract came out like 15 years before that, so...
He was supposed to be on the 5th season of The Surreal Life with Dave Coulier and Flava Flav, but they passed on him, and so his agent got him this, and he was barely featured. Which is really a crime against humanity and... catnamity. Okay.
Moving on.
Yeah, there's the Gold Star nominations. Devad nominates herself again. I feel like Devad's got to stop doing this. It's not working. She's got to change something if she wants a Gold Star.
It's unbelievable. Like, I'm sorry, but yeah, like, look, you can do your potatoes or whatever, but pretending that, like, you're doing, like, I'm the only one working hard by performing this, like, completely unnecessary service. Like,
yeah,
it's like, I'm sorry, you don't get to be mad about them not picking you.
I like Devad. She's fine, I guess. But her contribution very much feels like a hat on a hat. We don't need fried potatoes. Like, let's just have fun, and maybe she's having fun. Never saw her complaining about being bored. She's frying potatoes. So that means she gets a gold star. If I were giving out the gold stars, everybody would get a gold star, and this would be over in 1 week. But I'm not Jonathan Karsh, so that's not happening. Anyway, Olivia and Kennedy get the most nominations. Who did you want to see win here? Olivia or Kennedy?
I don't know that I really had much of a preference. So I was fine with the outcome.
Okay.
I think that they're both they both entertained the town.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Maybe not me, but they entertained the town.
And look, we've determined we were too old for Kid Nation. Clearly we're not the target audience.
Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge them?
We were 1 to 1.5 years too old for the Kid Nation, and that's fine. We didn't want to be on the show, so...
Yeah, we were going to do a cool Abbott and Costello routine, but we were too old.
We were going to do...
It is what it is. The kids would have loved it. We were going to do Who's On First.
We were going to do Who's On First, yeah.
We were going to crush them.
Because those kids have never heard that bit before. And if the KN Cast or Did You Watch Survivor Last Night has taught you, the listener, anything, it's that we're very good at bits and old bits and Abbott and Costello routines. So, hey Thomas, who is going to win the gold star?
I think Who's going to win.
No, that's what I'm asking you.
No, the name of the person is, like, their name is Who.
That doesn't...
I see the confusion here because you think that I'm asking you a question, but actually the person's name is Who.
But I'm asking you the question, who is it gonna be?
What is up, dog?
Good one. At the town meeting, Laurel sings Amazing Grace for the town, so that's good. I have a question for you. If you were asked to sing on command, would you have a song that you want to sing immediately? Like, would you know what you would sing?
Man.
Right?
Yeah, probably not.
I was asked to sing for somebody recently, and I said...
Why? Who did that?
Details that we don't need to get into. But I said, okay, sure. And then I sat there for 5 minutes and was like, what is a song I can sing? And so I finally decided, Happy Birthday.
I was literally about to say you should just default to singing Happy Birthday.
What other
that
song?
also popped up for me. I was like, look, I know the lyrics to it.
I know the lyrics. I know the tune. That's all you need to know. So that's fun. Nobody leaves the town, and Kennedy wins the gold star for her wicked dance moves and little rap. She also said she was going to do stand-up at one point, and I don't remember that ever happening. So, Kennedy, you're fired. Anyway, that's the whole show. Kid Nation, there's only 5 episodes left.
Yeah. Yeah, only five more weeks of this.
And
we have to do this for the rest of the year, basically.
Oh yeah, it is. The first week of December, we will be done with this. Second week of December.
Then we can move on to things that we enjoy, like Crizmiz.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Are there any more movies that The Miz has been in?
Oh, buddy, yeah, Thomas. I literally sent you the notes last week so you could look over all of the notes I've kept over the last 6 years. Okay.
I can't wait to watch a movie that The Miz is in.
I know. Okay, so the best Christmas movie I think of all time is Christmas Bounty, and we did watch it last Crizmiz. But there's also The Campaign, which I think is Zach Galifianakis and Will Ferrell movie. The Marine 3 Homefront, Queens of the Ring, Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery, The Marine 4 Moving Target, Scooby-Doo and WWE Curse of the Speed Demon, Marine 5 Battleground, Marine 6 Close Quarters, Fighting with My Family, and most recently, The Main Event, which also stars former WWE champion Kofi Kingston and a child, and probably The Big Show. Because he also has a show on
That one
Netflix.
Sounds good, yeah. I would watch that one for sure.
So, Crizmiz is in 5 to 7 weeks. Don't ask me what time is.
You know what? One year we can definitely do Crizmiz in July, too, depending on what we're covering.
Yeah, maybe 2021, since it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while before Survivor gets back.
We're really trying right now, but this Survivor, they're just not... Who knows when we're getting it?
And we did talk last week about the next season of Survivor that we're going to watch, and I believe it is Marquesas we talked about?
I believe so, yes.
That sound right? So stick with us. We're still a Survivor podcast through and through. We just thought it would be fun to get away from it for a little bit because CBS decided to do that, because we're a CBS stan podcast. Anything CBS does, we do. So we wanted to get away from Survivor as they are.
I just canceled my Giant Bomb Premium subscription because CBS Interactive sold them, so I can't watch them anymore.
I just subscribed to Crunchyroll because Sony bought them or somebody.
Sony did buy Crunchyroll.
Yeah, and I love Sony.
Jake, since we're talking about Sony.
Oh, always. I can't wait.
This has been on my mind for a while now.
Okay.
How do you feel about the giant PS5? Have you seen it?
Yeah, it looks really silly. So I like that about it.
Oh, you like that? Okay.
I like that it's silly. I like silliness. I think it's
Have
fun.
you seen how big it is, though?
I don't think I've seen it in a picture to scale. I've only seen, somebody photoshopped it as, a vase. Which was fun.
Jake, there was somebody did a to scale thing with previous PlayStation models. It was like PS2, the launch PS3, and then the PS4, and I think the PS4 Slim. Which one of those? I'm sure. Do you have the PS4 Slim?
I think I just have the regular PS4.
Just the regular PS4. And it didn't fit in the frame. The top of it was cut off.
Well, okay, that's weird.
Jake, I hate the PS5. I'm sure it's very good for playing games on, but I would not. I would be embarrassed to display it in my home.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy it, and if I ever do, it's gonna be in 5 or 10 years. I literally just bought a PS4.
They'll come out with another model of it that is less ridiculous in a few years.
Yeah, that's
and then
fine.
Maybe it's time to get it. But yeah, it looks like one of those hotels in Dubai that triple-digit migrant workers died building.
Yeah. I think the ideal size for a PlayStation is probably the PSP, to be honest.
Yeah, the PS2 Slim, I think, is the play, or I have the PlayStation 3 Slim, and it is very nice and unobtrusive. I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where like they really want people to look at it, and I think that is a mistake.
There's a lot.
You don't design something to be that big and that non-functional. Because did you know that if you can put it on its side or standing up, but it requires a stand to do it either way because it can't balance normally?
That seems stupid.
Yeah, I prefer the Xbox model of just having it be like a literal box. It's just a nice looking box. Mm-hmm. It looks like it's something that if someone looked at it, they would immediately be like, oh, I'm sure that's some sort of entertainment device, instead of being like, what is that model of a hotel doing on and why is it so big?
Do you feel like the big Xbox, which I assume is what it will be called going forward, do you think the big Xbox also is just like, we just want people to look at it?
No, I think it's the opposite. I think this one was
Do not look at me.
Well, it's not like don't look at it, but like I think that it'll just be like a pleasant thing in the background.
Yeah.
Which is something that I like, and they specifically designed it to be like, we want this to play games good.
Which,
to be fair, the PS5, I think one of the reasons it's so big is because they put a bunch of cooling technology into it. So like, I think that's functional, but like they also were like, we want this to be a conversation piece.
You know what I want to be a conversation piece is Survivor Wild West, season of Survivor that Jeff Probst refuses to do, so I did it myself. You can read it at survivorwildwest.tumblr.com. It's good, actually. So
this is the fanfic that Jeff Probst doesn't want you to read.
Yeah. It's like, what if we did Survivor and Kid Nation? What if Survivor took place in where Kid Nation takes place? Read about it on the internet, survivorwildwest.tumblr.com. Again, it's good. I have to say that because it is in my notes. Thomas, what's your Twitter?
You can follow me at TomNotTom.
You can follow the show at DYWSL, you can follow me at Jake Scheidel. Jake Scheidel, that's my name. Doing really good over here. We're also on Instagram at The Only Survivor Podcast, so follow us there.
You can follow my alternate at Dirty Jobs.
Okay. Is that where you post the lewds?
That's my role-playing account.
That's fun. I can't wait to read that fan fiction. Once I'm through with Survivor Wild West, I'm going to write you a whole Survivor fanfic.
I'm writing a Dirty Jobs Wild West fanfic.
I'll read it. It sounds good. Jake Chanel, Instagram, Only Survivor Podcast. Review us on Apple Podcasts. Thomas, we didn't give the review recently for Apple Podcasts.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll get it back. I think we did give it last week, but I'm always happy to say it.
Okay.
This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all of the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
Love that. Next week, we were watching the Pen ultimate episode of Kid Nation. Which is called Not Even Close to Fair, which is how I feel about this show and how long it is.
Honestly, it's not even close to fair that I have to watch 5 more episodes of this show.
Okay. Thomas, you know how Topher Grace recut the Star Wars prequels? I'm having a lot of trouble with words today. He recut it. It's like the saber cut or whatever they call it. Topher Grace, I believe. What if we redid that? Not redid it, but did that for Kid Nation. We made it 10 episodes long.
The Kid Nation, release the Kid Nation Snyder cut.
Yeah.
HBO is gonna spend $70 million to get our cut of Kid Nation out.
Here's how I'm redoing Kid Nation. 10 episodes long.
Erasing it from existence.
Well, I mean, CBS has already tried, but thanks to, what's his name? Mike Sparrow on YouTube, I believe, is the name of the guy who uploaded all of the episodes. Thanks to him, we can
Every episode in our recut of Kid Nation would just be a single screen for 40 whatever minutes that just says, just kidding.
Just Kid Nationing. No, here's my idea. 10 episode series instead of 13 or 14, whatever it is. And each episode focuses on 4 different kids. First episode can be about the council. second episode about the next 4 most interesting kids.
Yeah,
And
we're gonna
on
do
and
some
so
world
forth.
building with this.
Yeah, that's important. Don't tell me more than halfway through the season that there's somebody named Kennedy and her best friend is Savannah, and there's also 2 other best friends who are the Paris and Nicole. Seems like I should have known that before.
Every good showrunner knows that you can't just introduce characters and expect us to know who they are.
Yeah, who are you, Desmond on
telling
Lost?
us who they are.
No, thank you. I'm watching Lost again.
Man, that season 2 premiere, I think, is still my favorite episode of the show.
It's great. It's a great show.
Season 2, underrated. There's some dumb stuff that happens in it, but there's a lot of good stuff.
Hey, you could say that about the whole show, Lost.
That's true.
A lot of dumb stuff, but the good stuff is real good. What do you think of Not Even Close to Fair as an episode title? I feel like it's probably...
It reflects how I feel, so I think it's probably the best one so far.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably going to be about capitalism again. With a title like that. It is still 2020, the year of our Lord Satan? So have a great quarantine.
Deuces.
Last day of the rest of my life, I wish I would've known, cause I didn't kiss my mama goodbye. I didn't tell her that I loved her, how much I cared. I thank my pops for all the talks and all the wisdom he shared. Unaware, I just did what I always do. Every day the same routine before I skate off to school. But who knew that this day wasn't like the rest? Instead of taking the test, I took 2 to the chest. Call me blind, but I didn't see it coming. Everybody was running, but I couldn't hear nothing except gun blast. It happened so fast, I didn't really know this kid, though I survived in class. Maybe this kid was reaching out for love, or maybe for a moment he forgot who he was, or maybe this kid just wanted to be hugged. Whatever it was, I know it's because we are the youth
Kid.
nation. We are youth
Kid.
nation. We are the youth
Kid.
nation. We are youth
Kid.
nation. Little Susie, she was only 12. She was given the world.
Record button.
Hang with the boys and hear the stories they tell. She might act kind of proper, no respect for herself.
So feel free to start whenever you want.
You just, oh, right.
Because we're still doing the KN cast.
I've been so beaten down by doing the KN cast that I forgot that I'm the one that has to do the intro. It's like, let's get this over with. I'm just gonna wait for it to start.
Yep. No, that's
Oh,
me. That's
boy.
me this time.
Man, just another shitty thing. Like Michigan football, fantasy football, the stupid fucking election that's gonna be happening, and then I have to talk about this dumb show that I don't like.
Thomas, is fantasy football when Gandalf is the quarterback?
Yes, it's where Gandalf's quarterback. Kid.
And Aragorn is like the running back?
J.K. Dobbins, more like J.R.R. Tolkien's.
For sure. That's good.
Man, what a fucking.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Who knows why we do anything? That's how I'm feeling right
This
now.
year is all about, is it masochism when you withstand pain?
Yes.
This 2020 is all
and
about...
you get off on it.
2020 is all I masochism, and that's why we're watching Kid Nation all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Sadism
The
is
only
when
thing
you...
I can do to feel anymore.
Sadism is the other one.
Sadism is the one where you like doing pain. Where you like doing pain to other people.
Oh yeah, Max Payne.
Hell yeah.
Max Payne is kind of the original 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, many are saying that.
You are hearing it more and more.
Okay, yeah. Kid. Let's just do this.
Okay.
Kid. 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 Kid.
Hooray!
We did it.